Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to discuss about kingdom fungi. Okay, of the chapter biological classification. Okay, so we have already discussed about its introduction and Kingdom-Monera, then kingdom Protista, and now we are discussing kingdom fungi. So be in link, just watch the previous videos as well, and do subscribe, share and like if you are new to this channel. Okay, so let's get started with fungi. So what are the key features of fungi? They are eukaryotic, okay, and multicellular. This is the key feature of fungi, kingdom fungi. Okay, so this kingdom actually includes eukaryotic, Achlorophyllous, non-photosynthetic and heterotrophic organisms. So many terms are included here. Okay, so like I have already written here that they are eukaryotic. Achlorophyllous means they do not have any chlorophyll pigment in them. Then non-photosynthetic, they do not prepare their own food. Okay, photosynthetic to by using sunlight. And then they are heterotrophic organisms. They depend on other for their food. Okay, and they have the highest number of species in the world, has highest members, okay, in the world. You can imagine now how broad is this kingdom is. And I have already written that they lack chlorophyll, they are heterotrophic in nature, and now they cannot actually ingest solid food, but they absorb it from after digestion. Okay, they cannot ingest solid food, so they'll absorb when the food is being digested. Okay, and on the basis of the food source they may be saprophytic or parasitic or symbiotic in nature. Okay, clear? Now the cell wall in fungi is made up of chitin or cellulose or and polysaccharides. Okay, chitin and polysaccharides or cellulose. And okay, let me write it down. Yeah, cell wall made up of chitin and polysaccharides or cellulose. Okay, the reserved food material in them is glycogen or oil. Reserved food is in the form of glycogen or oil. Okay, so and next, moving towards the next, the vegetative body of fungi is filamentous. Vegetative body is filamentous, and therefore it is called as filamentous, called as mycelium. Okay, and the filament is known as hyphae. Okay, clear? And the fungi may reproduce through actually the reproductive bodies are present, are apparent as in mushrooms. Okay, vegetative means sorry, let's get in detail a little bit. Okay, reproduction in fungi can be vegetative Okay, can be vegetative like fragmentation, fission, budding. These are the vegetative mode of reproduction. Asexual mode is by the spores called conidia or sporangiospores or zoospores. Okay, and on the basis of sexual reproduction is through oospores, ascospores, and basidospores. Okay, the various spores are included in distinct structures called fruiting bodies. Fruiting bodies are present which contains these spores. Okay, and the sexual cycle here includes 3 steps. In the sexual reproduction, there are 3 steps. Okay. Yeah, they have 3 steps. First step is fusion of protoplasm. Okay, protoplasm means where the fusion, protoplasm get fused. Okay, between the 2 motile or non-motile gametes. Whether the gametes can move or not, the protoplasm is being fused, and this stage is known as plasmogamy. Okay, let me do a little more thing, clear this thing. I'll write it down here. Okay, 3 steps of sexual reproduction in here. Number 1 is plasmogamy, where the fusion of protoplasm occurs, and this protoplasm can be of 2-motile or non-motile gametes. Clear? Second step is karyogamy. Karyo represents a nucleus, so fusion of nucleus occurs in this stage. Third but not the least is the meiosis in zygote, resulting in haploid spores, formation of haploid spores. Okay, clear? This is the 3 steps included here. But in some fungi, the fusion of 2 haploid cells immediately results in diploid cells. But there are some fungi like Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes in which an intervening or say intermediate karyotic stage occurs. Okay, karyotic stage occurs, which is known as dikaryon. Dikaryon means each cell contains 2 nucleus. Each cell contains 2 nucleus, means if these are the 2 cells, they have 2 nucleus in them, and this stage is known as dikaryon, or say this phase is known as dikaryon phase. Phase is known as dikaryon phase. Clear? I hope over here is clear. Up to here is clear. And later the parental nucleus fuses with this and the cell becomes diploid later. This is the intermediate stage in some fungi. Okay, clear? So let's get started with the further one, the kingdom fungi division. Let's get started with the division. Okay, Up to here it's the introduction of the kingdom fungi. Now start with the um, classification. Okay, classification of fungi. Okay, so fungi is divided into two types. Number one is myxomycetes, and another one is eumycetes. Myxomycetes, in this the body as amoeboid naked protoplast. The body as amoeboid. The body is amoeboid. It is naked protoplast, and the protoplast is naked in it. Okay, and here in eumycetes they are unicellular. Okay, multicellular filamentous, and on the basis of morphology of mycelium, mode of spore formation, and as fruiting bodies formed, the eumycetes are further divided into four classes on the basis of morphology. Let me write it with some other word, another one, so that it won't get mixed. On the basis of morphology, spore formation, fruiting bodies, there are four types. Okay, four types. Number one is Phycomycetes, which includes Mucor, Rhizopus, Albugo. Okay. Second one is Ascomycetes, which includes Aspergillus, Calviceps, Neurospora, yeast. Number third is Basidiomycetes, which includes Agaricus, Stiligo, and Puccinia. Okay, which form basidospores. That's why this is known as Basidiomycetes. Last but not the least is Deuteromycetes. Okay, we are going to discuss these four in detail now. Number one is Phycomycetes. Okay, number one is Phycomycetes, and about this, they are aquatic inhabitat. Okay, and they mostly are aquatic inhabitat and can be found on can be found on decaying wood in moist and damp places. Okay, can be found on decaying and damp means moist, damp places. Okay, and they are obligate parasites, means they are only parasites. They do not resides on anything. Okay, So they are parasitic in nature. Parasitic. The mycelium over here, the mycelium is aseptate, means they do not have cell wall. Okay, aseptate means without cell wall, no cell wall. Okay, no cell wall present on the mycelium, and they are coinocytic, means the cells are multinucleated. Okay, the asexual reproduction takes place here. Asexual reproduction through zoospores, which are motile, or by aplanospores, which are non-motile. Aplanospores, which are non-motile. They are motile and they are non-motile. Okay, clear? And the spores are formed endogenously in sporangium. Okay, spores, what I'm writing, spores formed endogenously in sporangium. Okay, clear? The gametes are similar. Okay, they show isogamous. The gametes are isogamous, means they are similar in morphology, and mostly they are similar, and some they are dissimilar. Then we are calling it as a anisogamous or oogamous. Clear? Example of this are Mucor, Rhizopus, okay, and al albugo. Albuga is the parasitic fungi on mustard. Parasitic. Okay, they are the parasitic fungi on mustard. Clear? This is about phycomycetes. Next is Ascomycetes. About them, they commonly called as sac fungi. Commonly called as sac fungi. They mostly are multicellular. Okay, and they are saprophytic in nature. They are saprophytic in nature. Saprophytic in nature. Okay, they are decomposers. They are parasitic, and they are coprophilous as well. What is the meaning of coprophilous? Which grow on dung. Growing on dung, cow dung, buffalo dung, going on dung. Okay, clear? The mycelia is branched. Mycelium is branched. Septate has cell wall. asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction are through spores called conidia, which are produced exogenously on special mycelium. Through conidia produced on special mycelium called conidiophore. Conidiophores exogenously. Okay. The conidia germination produce mycelium. Okay. Sexual spores are called ascospores and which are produced endogenously in sac-like asci. Sexual reproduction is through ascospores produced endogenously in a sac-like asci. The asci are arranged in different types of fruiting bodies, which are known as ascocarps. Okay, produced on asci, singular ascus, and these asci are arranged in different types of fruiting bodies. These asci are arranged in different types of fruiting bodies called ascocarps. Okay, ascocarps. Example of this are neurospora, aspergillus, etc. Okay, this is about Ascomycetes. Another one, this is the third one, known as Basidiomycetes. Okay, and about them, they are commonly known forms of Basidiomycetes as mushrooms, brackets, puffballs. Okay, they actually grow in logs, in soil, and in tree stumps. And in the plant bodies, they are as parasites. Rust and smuts are the examples. The mycelium is branched. Okay, so mushrooms. Let's take an example of this. Mushrooms are the grow in soil, on logs, and tree stumps, etc. These are some places, common places. Okay, the mycelium is branched. Septate, and here the asexual spores are generally not found. Okay, so but vegetative reproduction can be seen by through fragmentation. The sex organs are absent. Or what I'm writing. Sex organs are absent, but plasmogamy is brought about by fusion of two vegetative or some somatic cells. of different strains of genotypes. Plasmogamy can be seen. Plasmogamy can be seen. The resultant structure is dikaryotic, means having two nucleus in them. Okay, which ultimately give rise to basidium. Karyogamy and meiosis takes place in the basidium, producing two basidospores. Okay, karyogamy and the meiosis takes place in basidium, जिसकी वजह से which results in production of four basidospores, and the basidospores are exogenously produced in the on the basidium. The basidial arrangement in the fruiting bodies are called basidiocarps. So if I say plasma can be seen, and due to that there is a stage of karyogamy, which after meiosis produces four basidiospores. Okay, and these are produced exogenously, and the arrangement exogenously on basidium, and arrangement of these on different fruiting bodies is called as basidiocarps. Okay, clear? Example are agaricus mushroom, Stelagio, Ustilago, smut, Puccinia, Puccinia's rust fungus. Okay, so this is about Basidiomycetes. Clear? So last but not the least is Deuteromycetes. They are commonly called as imperfect fungi. Why they are called as imperfect fungi? Because only the asexual or vegetative phase of these fungi are known. Because of the asexual and vegetative phase is known. When the sexual forms of these fungi were discovered, they were moved into classes they right belong to. So it is not possible. It is also possible that the asexual and vegetative stage have been given one name and placed under Deuteromycetes, and the sexual stage in the another classes. Okay, so we cannot say that it does not have a sexual phase here, but according to their characters, they can be they may be moved from here to some other group. Okay, so once perfect sexual stage of members of Deuteromycetes are discovered, they were often moved to Ascomycetes or Basidiomycetes. Okay, here we can say that mycelium is septate and branched. Mycelium is septate and branched. Some of the members are saprophytes or parasitic, while a large number of them are decomposers okay, and help in mineral cycling. Some are saprophytic or parasitic, whereas large number are decomposers. Helps decomposes of litter and helps in mineral cycling. Okay, examples of this are trichoderma, another one is called coltotrichum, another one is alternaria, etc. There are numerous ones. Okay, so this is all about Deuteromycetes, and here we are closing our kingdom fungi. Okay, so go through it once again, and let me know if you have any doubt in the comment section, and also you can contact me through through my mail ID, okay, which I have mentioned in my description box. Okay, so till then, stay safe and do watch the previous videos as well. And next part we are going to discuss about kingdom plant, going to start with the kingdom plant in detail. Okay, so thank you very much and stay safe.